Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here today. I've got a Temu haul for you. Surprise, surprise. and all of the information that you need is down in the description box. So all the information about Temu's games, and the product links are all down there. So check that out. And do I have any updates? Oh, I meant to bring the... I'll have to do this on another video, but I meant to bring down the kids' Stanley cups that they've decorated with their stickers to show you guys. So I'll remember that at some point. And they just happen to be sitting upstairs within easy view, but that's okay. We have plenty more hauls to do that I can show you those. So without further ado, let's get started. So, you know, I've been complaining, as a lot of us have, about the fact that we aren't getting the orange bags from Temu anymore. And now I don't even get the orange Temu tape on the bag. So it's pretty sad, you know, it's just a plain white bag. So because I had that one sponsored haul, I have like 3 of these nice bags. So when I took stuff out to get the prices and stuff, I figured I'd put them back in these and then we could still see the orange. So anyway, let's see what we got first. All right, so I did open this in order to figure out what it was, but I didn't like open it. So this is a perpetual calendar, and it has a stand. Oh, I thought I had some kind of slimy something on my pants, but it was just fuzz. All right, so let's get this unwrapped. Ooh. Sorry, my microphone was about tipped over. I don't even know if that microphone is helping with anything, but that's okay. So I've gotten a few other oh dear, hold on. I think I've lost it. Okay, I'm gonna pause for just a second to see if I can find that other piece. Hold on. Okay, I found it. I expected that these were gonna be a little bit more rubbery than they are. So keep that in mind, that these will, if you tilt it at all down, they will fall off. But anyway, let me get the stand undone. But anyway, I've gotten a couple different perpetual calendars on this channel before, one of which was a keychain that I got for me and all the kids. The other one was like a wooden round thing that you'd put on the wall, but one of the circles for the maybe for the day or the date wouldn't spin. So okay, oh, so it's angled so that your parts won't fall off. But then each day, so what is today? Well, let's just make up a day. I never know what day it is without, I could be looking on the computer, but let's just say it's Friday, May 19th. So each day you'd come in here and change this. So it might seem a little weird because your day won't be in the right column like a normal calendar would be, but I think this is fantastic because you can really see, I mean, the white really makes this pop. And if you're, so you know those calendars you get from like the insurance companies or like a car, you know, someplace you buy your car and they give you those tiny little calendars. Well, I used to keep those like taped to my computer, my work computer monitor. So this is kind of the same thing to me, but I love how sleek it is, and everything seems to be spelled correctly. Hopefully all the numbers are there. I didn't look through to see, but yeah, so I really like that. And this was $5.48, and I did get a refund. Okay, but now I don't want to lose those pieces, so hang on. Actually, just find a place to cram this on my desk for a minute. All right, so next, some more in our kitchen magnet series. My whole refrigerator is going to be covered in these, which if you're into minimalism, well, you probably are not buying from Temu, but if you are, I know they always say you should have a clean refrigerator with nothing on it, but now I've got all these magnets. So this first one is the shelf life of foods in the fridge and the freezer. So you can keep mushrooms in the fridge for 1 to 2 days or 8 to 12 months in the freezer. So I just thought that would be handy, especially for meat, because oh, it's saying bacon you can only keep in the freezer for a month. I know I've probably kept bacon in the freezer for over a year. But when we had our last power outage that happened while we were on vacation, so we came home and the power had been out long enough that the ice in the freezer had completely melted. So we threw out everything in there. So now we're actually following this kind of idea more. But yeah, and this one's shiny. They haven't all been shiny, but this one's pretty shiny. It's got fruit, breads, dairy. So yogurt. Okay, so I'd always heard not to put yogurt in the freezer, but this says 1 to 2 weeks in the fridge and 1 to 2 months in the freezer. So I guess if you do use it in the freezer and you take it out, you just stir it real well, because I think it would start to separate when it was thawing. Now margarine, it says you can keep for 12 months. That makes sense. But butter is only 9 months. So the extra fat and oil in margarine makes it last longer. All right, so then the other one, oh, this is a good one too. So this is a conversion chart. What I really liked about it was the emergency substitutions. I mean, haven't you ever been, making something and you're like, oh crud, I thought I had that, and you didn't. So then you start Googling, what can you substitute? So it's got some basic substitutions there. This one's nice. It converts like cups all the way to grams or ounces, pounds, tablespoons, and teaspoons. And it does the exact same for liquids. Temperature conversions. Oh, that's nice. So those of us that work on Fahrenheit, we could see what it would be if it was Celsius. And that's funny, they even give you what gas mark you want. I think we talked about this in another haul. Like, I wasn't really sure what that meant, because does this mean when you're cooking on the stove? Well, I don't have a gas stove, I have an electric. And then grain ratios. Oh, food to liquid, so that's nice. So your rice, you do 2 cups of rice to 1 cup of water. So that's cool. So yeah, so I'm really, I think these might have been the last ones in my series, but these were $5.49 for this set. Next, more camo. Kind of went on a camo kick. So these are kind of slippery, shiny kind of polyester, and you can see there's no brown in this camo, so it's all green and black. Could maybe wear it with this shirt in regards to like this color, but it's definitely a greener camo, probably more for like some camo is made for the desert. This is probably made for the rainforest kind of thing. But they're leggings. They've got a plain tapered leg, and I'm trying to think if these are capris or full length. Full length. So yeah, so I don't know if I would wear these two things together. But then I bought these in 2X, which is a size 16. And I should say, in the plus size, there's a 2X, but in the non-plus size, some of those also go up to 2X. On the plus side, 2X is a 16, but on the non-plus side, a 2X is a 14. Not really sure why, but that's just the way that seems to work. But this is 100% polyester. And then you can see like the inside is, the color doesn't come through to that. But yeah, just a plain pair of leggings to kick around. And this shirt I'm wearing is definitely long enough to wear with leggings, but not quite the right color. But yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of infatuated with camo stuff lately, probably because I'm really enjoying wearing like olive and foresty kind of greens. So those leggings were $6.79. Next is a makeup palette. They called this Bunny Girl, so kind of anime. But I think it's got 23 colors. And I want to say, actually, let me look before I tear this off. Color Rabbit Girl Eyeshadow Plate. I was thinking that a couple of these, or 3 of these, seem more like blush. You'll see what I mean in just a second. But it's a super cute palette, and it's narrow enough to go in my palette holder. But you see what I mean? Like, I would think that these ones on the side could also be blush since they're bigger. But super cute picture, and then a ton of different colors, and then it comes with a brush. Let's look at the brush for a second. So it's a typical brush. This side's an actual brush and this side's a sponge. I haven't used an eyeshadow sponge for a long time. It's been all brushes, it seems like, if they give you one at all. But let's do a couple swatches. This one's got, it's got a pretty dark brown down here. See how pigmented this is. Oh, well, that was not very much. Let me try that again. Yeah, so it looks like you could build on it, but when they come out light like that, I feel like that means they're better for blending. Let me try, I'm gonna try this big one down here, which they've got these cute rabbits imprinted. Oh, that one's definitely a darker color. So yeah, so I like those, but see the cute little rabbits imprinted in the big ones. So yeah, so that seems like a really good set of neutral colors, browns and grays and burgundies and some highlighters. So yeah, I love that. And that cost $6.29. All right, now it's like my fingers are covered in makeup again. I can never get this part to work right, so. All right. Put that there. Let's see what's next. All right, next we have a dress. Wasn't sure what to think about this dress. I had it in my cart for quite a while through multiple different orders before I finally pulled the trigger. But it was one of those really cute ones, you know, that has this part that, well, I was going to say it folds over, but it's actually stitched. Some of them that they have, it's kind of like a hoodie that you can then roll down, but this one's actually stitched to it. And then it's got these cute kind of streamer that are about as long as the sleeve. But anyway, so you've got this nice big neck, and then this also came with a black option. This part was the same, but you could just get it with black. But then you'll notice that the sleeves have that design at the bottom, and then the skirt, it's got these decorative buttons and then what looks like a pleat with that color in it. So, and it's a very soft polyester. It would make a nice t-shirt kind of material. That's kind of the thickness of it. Then the inside is just the gray. And then let's see what blend we have on this. I got this in a 2XL again, and it's 95% polyester and 5% elastane. And I don't think, let's look. Yeah, there's no belt loop. So yeah, so I think this will be cute. I really like the neck. There's just something, I don't know, is it a boat neck that's got the wider neck, but and it's hard to tell, but this neck is at an angle. So all right, and then I feel like they've got lots of different dresses on there that are kind of similar, only maybe not the neck, but they've got, you know, those pleats in the skirt part that accent whatever design they've got other places in the dress. So it's kind of a popular style right now. But that dress was $16.48. Next is a repeat purchase. These are the pop-up 3D Christmas cards. I love these. So this set, there's six in here, and for 6 3D cards you only have to pay $5.20, so less than $1 a card. Last time I had these on here, I didn't show you each of them, so I thought I would show you each of them this time. But they all say the same thing on the outside. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. They all come in a nice, although this one has started to come apart at the side, but they all come in a nice little individually wrapped. And what's nice when you get this pack of 6, they're less likely to get banged up in shipping, because it's almost like they're with cardboard because there's so many of them. Oh, that's right. These have a unwrap, so it wasn't that it was coming undone, it's just they unwrap like that. Then you can pull it out, and then some of these, so it's, oh, this is one of the ones. I was going to say, some of these cards, these 3D cards, come with stickers for the envelope because they don't have any stickiness on this side. So if you were actually going to send them through the mail, you'd want to put your own tape on here too. But so they've got a cute little, what does that say? Oh, Merry Xmas with some holly. And so each of them comes with that, with the envelope that is a coordinating color. So then here's the navy blue. So a nice cute Santa scene. And I'll put these back I'll put these back together on my own time, so I'm not wasting yours. But I do want you to see each of them because they're so cute. And for less than $1, I mean, I realize you got to come up with your own greeting, so to speak, but at Christmas people usually, that's like a lot of times when families share family news, like what's happened to them during the last year. So all right, so this is the red one, and there's room to write your little message down here, or you could, you know, fold up a note. You probably can't really write on the outside of it very easily, but the other thing I like about these is they make nice little decorations for the recipient. Just cute. All right, so then there's a regular blue. I've never been very good at sending out Christmas cards, even though I used to make cards. I enjoyed the making of the cards more than the sending of the cards. But I would give them to people I worked with and that kind of thing. Here's the blue. So that's super cute. And then we've got a brown one. So if you like to send out Christmas cards, are you somebody that just sends out, you know, buys a pack of Christmas cards and just signs your name, you know, and sends them to all your friends, or do you write pages worth of family history from the year? I know in my family, on my dad's side of the family, more so than my mom's side, that's when they literally would write a couple pages worth of what they did during the year, what all their kids did, because, you know, if you don't see your family as much anymore, that sometimes, I mean, it's probably less so now that there's Facebook and whatnot, but yeah, that it was always a big long, we haven't talked to you for a year, here's everything that's happened to us. Let me just check out of curiosity to see if all the labels or all the stickers are the same. Oh, nope, they're not. But they're all the same style, but this one is a tree. I'm not going to go back. Don't worry, I'm not going to go back and show you what all the stickers were. So this is the green one. And this is what they look like from the side, but I mean, aren't these cute? And you can't beat the price. And I don't know, I say this all the time, but when you're buying a card in the grocery store or whatever, you're paying a lot because of somebody's artwork or somebody's poem or whatever. So I just like that. I just like these. And they do, okay, so they give you a spot to write, but some of them do have a little saying down here at the bottom too. So yeah, so that's all 6 of them. Let me put these somewhere safe so I can rewrap them later. But yeah, for it's still going, hold on. Okay, you guys, so I'm looking at the time on this video and it says 24 minutes, so now I'm afraid I paused at some point and something got missed and I may have to do this over again. So I'm gonna have to watch this and see, because I think it should have been longer than 24 minutes. Oy, maybe not, maybe we just booked it, but I don't think we did with opening all the Christmas cards and stuff. So I'll give that a look. But otherwise, if this is the version that ends up getting published, thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this. And if you did like it and haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button. And I guess we'll see each other again when I do my next haul. But otherwise, wherever you are, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye. Okay, well, as I feared, I had paused at some point and lost about half of my recording. I was showing you all the Christmas cards, and I think when I picked them up to move them to someplace safe, I clicked pause. So now that I've seen which things you've seen already, now I'll go through and show you the things that I thought I showed but didn't get recorded. So this is kind of a screwy little video, I guess, but let's just finish it up and see where we go. So this is another teacher gift. It's a little ornament, and it's funny because now I'm going to be trying to think of what what insightful things I told you before. But it's a cute little ornament that comes with a cord to tie it up. But I was mentioning how I recognize that teachers probably want gift cards, so they can buy whatever they want instead of this stuff. But my son is in 3rd grade, and so he still really appreciates the idea of giving gifts. So that's why we're doing this. But I have had some teachers respond to previous videos. One was saying teachers would love to get red pens as they're, for when they're correcting papers. Another teacher confessed that most of the gifts will probably get regifted to somebody else. Although that being said, some of these things you'd have to regift to another teacher. So I don't know if she was talking about this kind of stuff or if you get generic kind of things, if that's what she meant. I did work with someone one time, and I could tell that they also regifted gift cards, which I don't blame them. I mean, they probably get a bunch of gift cards. But so yeah, and then one person recommended that instead of a gift, that the parent volunteer at the school and help like cover lunch breaks, or because a lot of times the teachers don't really get a lunch break because they're having to watch the kids who are eating or having recess. And maybe if you've got a school like my son, I think there's 4 3rd grade classes, and so maybe the teachers alternate so that they aren't always stuck not getting a break, or having a break at a really weird time whenever the kids have PE or art or music or something. But so yeah, so their recommendation was that the parents volunteer at the school, which I thought was a good idea. Now our district, probably most districts nowadays, they make you go through volunteer paperwork and they do background checks to make sure you're safe to be around the kids. But so those, I thought I'd just pass those along to you. But they did say that gift cards are still good. All right, so then I'm gonna I need to mark these some way so that I don't show the same thing twice. Okay, Botox. So this is a peptide cream, and I'm calling it Botox because the description on the website was like botulin substrate segments or something, I don't know. But it's a peptide cream, and it's got 10% acetyl hexapeptide 8, 5% hyaluronic acid, and 2.5% retinol. It smooths wrinkles, naturals age defying, and then you just take a dime size amount. And when I got this, okay, so when I got this was just in a plastic kind of box, and this part was actually had come off, so I was able to get that back on, but there was no seal or anything. I guess I could make sure, but yeah, this is not going to have a seal because it's got a tube going down. Well, okay, now I'm a little confused because I don't know if the tube is down there or if I got a bad one. I guess I'm gonna have to, I didn't notice this the first time through because I didn't take that off. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see about that. But otherwise you'd just squirt, and I don't want to squirt. Well, I don't know how, I mean, there's nothing it's connected to. So I'm going to have to feel around and see if I got the little straw part. Otherwise I'm going to have to get a refund. But anyway, oh yeah, so you take a dime size amount. It can be applied to the face, neck, arms, legs, abdomen, and buttocks to stimulate collagen and tightening. So it's kind of funny thinking about somebody using this on their buttocks, but I'm sure there are people that do. I probably just don't care enough about that, but I will care about my face and my neck, so that's what I got it for. And it's a pretty good size amount, 1.76 ounces, but not if I can't get it out of here. So we'll have to check on that. And then that cost $3.99. Oh, and that heart ornament, I don't think I said, but it was 96 cents. All right. Next, I showed this. This is one of my top 10 Temu items favorites, top 10 favorites. So this is a dry erase whiteboard notebook. You can see I wrote in here. It comes with a fine tip marker, dry erase marker. And I love this for, I already had one of these that I use for work. And so to take notes on, and I like it because I can take lots of different notes on here and just erase them when they're no longer applicable, or if it's a checklist or something, if I've done it already. Whereas before, when I was writing it on paper, then I had paper all over the place, as you can imagine. But I prefer to write. I know I've got OneNote, I've got Google Notes, I've got Notepad, all those things on my computer that I could take notes on, but I prefer to write. So I really like this, and it came with a cloth to erase, or paper towel. Kleenex works too. So yeah, so this is one of my top 10 favorite items in Temu, and this was $4.91. And I will say the Christmas cards are another one of my top 10 favorite items. And I don't think I mentioned, I think that it got cut off, but when I was talking about those cards, I've started buying like birthday ones and other ones to have them on hand, because I really like the pop-up. So even though I've made cards of my own, I prefer sending the pop-up ones. All right, so let me mark that off. All right, so then we've got some degreasing sheets. So there's, I think, 50 in here. And basically, say you're cooking a pot of chili and the grease floats to the top, you can take this and dip this into it. It won't disintegrate in whatever you're cooking, so soup or whatever. You don't have to worry about it just dissolving in your food. But this will attract the grease and soak it up, and then you can just throw this away. And you don't have to worry about ladling out the grease into a bowl that you then have to wait for the grease to cool so you can scoop it out and throw it away in the trash can, because you don't want to pour grease down your sink. So yeah, so 50 of these. They probably have stuff like this at Walmart, but I've never noticed that before. I notice a lot more things on Temu since I'm surfing on there a lot. But this set was $3.09. Oh, and that dry erase notebook, I did get a price adjustment on that. All right, what next? Oh, hangers. All right, so I got 2 packs of these hangers, and 10 came in a pack. Now, I ordered these before I found them at Dollar Tree. In the plus section, you could get 15 for $5. So at Temu, you're getting 10 for $7.59. And I did get a price adjustment on it, but that's still a lot more expensive. The only real difference between this and the Dollar Tree one is this bar right here. So if this is something that's important to you, then maybe the $7.59 on Temu is a good price. Although I feel like I did get a price adjustment on this, but I feel like they're not normally in the $7 range. I feel like they're normally in the $10 to $15 range. So I don't know if they were having some kind of special deal because usually they've also got the kid size in these, so pay attention that you don't accidentally buy the kid size, because those are cheaper. But in any event, it's a flocked hanger, so it's a non-slip. It's got the little divots here. I've got those little hooks that go on this part so you can cascade hangers down. And this is a lot narrower than the wooden ones that I currently use. It's less than half of the width of the wooden ones, and because I've been buying so many clothes, I need more space, so I'm replacing the wooden ones with these. So I'll either gift the wooden ones to one of my kids, or they will go to the Goodwill, or actually we do women's and children's charity here because they come by and pick up once a month. But yeah, it's a nice hanger, but now that I know my Dollar Tree has them for $5, for 15, I will buy them there. So I think I got 2 packs of these, so that's 20, and then I've got the pack of 15 from Dollar Tree, so 35. I'm probably going to need to get maybe one more from Dollar Tree, and then I'll have enough. So yeah, but these are pretty. They're pink, and they also came in black and tan. All right, next. Oh, well, I got a pin that is already on my bag. This bloom where you're planted. You know, sometimes we find ourselves in places we don't really want to be, either through choices we've made or through no fault of our own sometimes. But it's important that we bloom where we're planted. We can still make a difference, even in bad situations. But I thought that was super cute, and it also came in a teal pitcher or vase, and it's not really a vase, it's more of a pitcher. But so I put it on my side of the bag that has all my introvert sarcasm stuff, since it's not really a cartoon thing. And that pin was $2.41. All right, I think we're down to the last 2 things, but let me make sure, because this has been kind of weird. I just knew when I saw that it was ending at 20-some minutes, I'm like, I'm a slow talker, so that can't be right. Okay, so, yep, there are only 2 more things. All right, so one of which is this makeup remover cream. This is a really nice one because it has a scoop with a magnet on it, and it's a pretty strong magnet. I like that better than the ones that have a place for you to click in the spoon, like on the inside of the lid. I mean, actually, this would be better if it was on the inside, wouldn't it? Let me take this part out and see. But you know, I've been trying to find a makeup remover cream that's more creamy than balmy. And this one was not a creamy one either. All right, so it probably would make much more sense to put this on the inside than on the outside, so that it doesn't get knocked off. So yeah, so then this ended up being a balmy one, just like the others, and I'm dripping it now, so hang on. So this one is oilier than the other balms that I've gotten. It looks like it would be easy to melt, which is the whole point. I had some makeup on that I used it on. Let me see if I can, I'm trying to think if I see anything before I just go and get out the eyeshadow palette, because I had some of this on my, now my fingers feel greasy. Okay, let me put some of this on my arm again. That's not very dark, but okay, so say we've got that on here. And I'll just put, so you can see it's just dissolving it like immediately. Now I don't know if when you add water to this, if it would suds up at all. I noticed one of the ones I have does suds up a little bit. But it feels nice, and if I didn't say this already, it's rose scented. So this actually, even though it's not a milky creamy one, is probably my favorite one so far of these. And actually I'm kind of hoping this is the last one I bought because I don't need to keep trying. But you might ask, why don't you just go buy the Pond's one if you're really looking for one that's like Pond's? Well, because I didn't like the way the Pond's one worked. I just like the texture of it. So these, I like the way these work, so we don't care about the texture at this point. But that's this one, and it's still smells like I'm in a garden. It's a really good rose scent. All right, and that was $4.94. And then the last item is a huge rug. So I think I stood up last time. This is a 60 by 180 centimeter, which I do not know what that is in inches, but it's got self-service, drop your drawers here, open 24 hours, laundry room, 25 cents, loads of fun. So you can see it's really long, and it's got a nice foam. It's not just flat. I mean, there's some cushion here. It's also got a nice non-slip backing. So right now I have a black, almost kind of outdoor rug in front of my washer and dryer, which is fine, but I've discovered that when the kids are doing their laundry, they're not noticing when they drop black socks onto that rug. And so we end up having like a little pile of black socks going from the washer to the dryer. So I thought, you know, a lighter colored rug would eliminate that problem. Plus, the floor in there, in that part of the basement, is not finished, so it's just a concrete floor. So I don't know how well this non-slip backing will work in there, but I have some of those corner pieces that you can buy in a set that help keep your rugs from sliding around. But this one is definitely longer than, or wider than the one that I've got, but it's not quite like the other one that I have is deeper the other way. But I was really wanting one that would go the full length between the washer and the dryer, and this one will definitely do that. They have all kinds of rugs on Temu, and I got another one for the kitchen, and I got the biggest size because they always come in different sizes, and I got the biggest size, but it was way small. I expected it to be like this, but it was way smaller. It was maybe, I don't know, 50% smaller than this one. So you never know. Pay attention to your dimensions, especially on rugs. I ordered some rugs for the bathroom, so I'm hoping they end up like this. Maybe, I mean, not that size, but cushy, and I just really like that. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. So this had a lot of good items in it. Let me look through. My favorite item, it would definitely probably be the Christmas cards, just because that's a top 10 item for me. But I really like this Perpetual Calendar too. I think that's going to be neat. And I really like this makeup remover cream. This may be the biggest disappointment if I don't find the little tube that connects to the pump. So wish me luck on finding that. I will say, I had to actually return those industrial lamps that I got for finishing a game of Farmland, because the lamp shades were metal and they were just totally bent together. Well, it was like a $28 product, even though I got it for free. But because of that, I think they have a dollar threshold that once it goes over a certain dollar amount, it will require you to physically return the item. So someone was asking me how easy that was, because usually when you try to return something, they just tell you to keep it. Well, I chose to do the post office. I could either do the post office or UPS, either of which are equally easy for me where I live. But I picked the post office because at first I thought, well, maybe I'd be able to just set it out under the mailbox and they would pick it up. But no, you had to actually take it in. So I go to the post office and you're able to send it back priority mail, but I did not really know what that meant. So we found the set of boxes that you could buy. So we got a box about the right size and put it all together. Well, then when we went up to scan the code on my phone, she's like, oh, you could have used one of these free priority boxes for this. And I'm like, great. So that box that I bought there, because I didn't have any boxes here that were the right size, was like $4.50. So I paid $4.50 that I really shouldn't have had to pay, but that was my fault. And then when I gave her the phone to scan the code, she's like, oh no, you have to print that out. So I'm like, darn it, I thought she would be able to print it out, or that she would scan it and it would print out a label, you know, something. So, and my post office doesn't have any way to print, so we had to go down the street to FedEx and print it out and then go back to the post office. So that being said, it wasn't exactly easy to return, but most of that is on me. And now that I know how it works, because I just never mail things, I guess. So now that I know how that works, it should be much easier when I return the green shoes. And after I returned it, it was, I think, only 3 days before the money showed up in my credit balance. So that really didn't take very long at all to get that money back. So overall, it's nicer when you don't have to return the item, but it's really isn't very hard when you do have to. So don't ever get discouraged, like, oh, it's not worth sending back, because it definitely, for me, it was $28 that really that product was free. Well, it wasn't free to me. It was free in that I won the game, but I paid a lot of money to win the game, kind of thing. So yeah, so that's a little update. The saga of my gel nails, these are the only two that have stood the test of time. It's probably been about a week now for these, but all the other ones peeled off within the first 2 days. And so then I used the base coat and the top coat of the gel stuff on the rest of these. I thought maybe having only 2 coats of something on them would make them less likely to peel, and these have lasted a lot longer. So I don't know what the solution is if you have to use a color, because that automatically means you have 3 coats, and it's just easy to get too much polish, I think, unless you're a professional, and I'm not. So yeah, I've got 2 that are still left, in case you wondered. All right, well, I'm glad I figured out what went wrong, and sorry if that made this a weird watching experience for you, but I appreciate you. I appreciate anybody that didn't just disconnect after I ended this the first time. But I'll say it again, if you lasted this long, thank you. I would appreciate your thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button if you like my content but just haven't subscribed yet. All of those things help support my channel, which I really appreciate, because as you're supporting my channel, it's giving me the ability to provide more content. So all that being said, thankfully this video will not be short enough to get in the crosshairs of Zachary Michael also, but you got to look at that in good fun, right? You got to have a good sense of humor, and once you post anything out here, it's free game for anybody. So all right, well, once again, thank you. And wherever you are, whatever time it is, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until we meet again, see you later. Bye.